Hello everybody, my name is Quinn and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be doing the Netflix book tag. I think this book tag is really fun and combines two of my favorite things, Netflix and books. I used to binge Netflix so much before I started reading, but every now and then I just love a good binge. So without further ado, this is the Netflix book tag. Question number 1 is recently watched, the last book you finished reading, and for me that would have to be Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. I'm currently doing my reread. I loved this book, it was so magical. It's not my favorite in the series, but it's still super enjoyable. You get to see Sirius for the first time, and it's really the only book where Voldemort isn't present. But yes, this was the last book that I finished. Question number 2 is top picks, a book recommended to you based on books that you've already read. And I wouldn't say this is based on books that I've already read, but I only have one book friend in real life, and she always recommends the Lunar Chronicles to me. I have the first 3 books that I got from Book Outlet, I want to say a year ago or something, but I'm waiting for Winter to come out in paperback, but it seems like that's almost never going to happen, so I might start this soon. But it's just always recommended to me, and everyone seems to love it. So it's basically sci-fi fairy tale retelling, so I think it'll be right up my alley, so it's definitely something that I have to get to soon. Question number 3 is recently added, the last book that you bought, and for me that would have to be The Girls of Atomic City, the untold story of the women who helped win World War II. I am taking a public relations class in the fall, and for that class we work on one project throughout the entire semester. And for this semester we are working on promoting a community reads initiative, and this is the book that is going to be for that project, so I have to read it before the semester starts. So this is the last book that I purchased, and I'm really excited to get into it because, untold women's stories in history is kind of my jam, so I'm really excited to read this. Question number 4 is popular on Netflix, books that everyone knows about, 2 that you have read and 2 that you have no interest in. For the 2 that I have read, I'm going to talk about 2 of probably the most well-known books on BookTube, at least in YA, and that is the Harry Potter series and the Mortal Instruments series. I've read both of these, enjoyed both of these. They're definitely some of my favorite books of all time. For the 2 series that I really have no interest in reading, this is kind of probably gonna make some of you cringe, but that would be the Percy Jackson series. I just really have no interest in reading this because I feel like I'm past the age where I would enjoy it, and I'm really not super into mythology, especially Greek mythology. I know, you're all cringing. And the other series would have to be the Illuminae series by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I just read Illuminae earlier on this year, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the format. I'm not really into sci-fi, especially space books just aren't my thing. So even though I read the first book, I'm really not interested in continuing on with the rest of the series. So throw the Rotten Tomatoes, just don't leave me hate comments. That's all I'm gonna say. Question number 5 is comedies. Pick a funny book, and I picked Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare and others. I thought this book was so funny and reminded me why I loved the Mortal Instruments series. The writing in her books is just so funny and also heart-wrenching, but I just actually laugh out loud while reading these books, and that's not something I do in a lot of the books, so I had to pick these books because Cassandra Clare is one of the funniest writers I've ever read. Question number 6 is dramas, a character who is a drama king/queen, and for this, I had to go with Rysand, circa A Court of Thorns and Roses. He is the biggest drama king in this book and is always coming in the most inopportune moments. He's always messing things up. I absolutely just love Hello Feyre Darling. It's iconic, he's iconic, and I love him. Question number 7 is animated, a book with cartoons on the cover, and I don't think I have any YA books with cartoons on the cover, but I do have a book that's really special and holds a special place in my heart, and that is Eloise. This was my mom's copy when she was little, and she gave it to me, so this book just means a lot to me, and I've had to save one book on my shelf, it would probably be this one. So yeah, if you haven't seen the Eloise movie, Eloise is so iconic and sassy, and I loved this when I was little, and I thought there was no better pick than this one. Question number 8 is Watch It Again, a book/series you want to reread, and I try to only reread one series at a time. Right now I am rereading Harry Potter, and I'm reading one book a month, so that will take me to, I believe, December. So January is when I will start my next series reread, if I want to reread a series, but I think that I'm really going to want to reread the Throne of Glass series. I started this series the year before last year, so it's been 2 years since I picked up this book, and I really forget a lot of what happens early on in this series, and since the last book in the Throne of Glass series comes out next year, which is really crazy, I want to reread the whole series from the beginning so that I get a full grasp of the finale and what I think of it. So this will definitely be the next series that I reread after Harry Potter. Question number 9 is documentaries, a nonfiction book that you would recommend to everyone. I don't read a lot of nonfiction, if we're being honest, and I don't know how many books I've actually completed nonfiction in their entirety. And I can't really recommend this one because I'm only halfway through it, but I'm really enjoying it so far, so I thought that I would mention it. And that is I Can't Make This Up, Life Lessons with Kevin Hart. Again, this was a book that my mom had on Audible. I'm just listening to it in the car. It's very entertaining. I wouldn't say it's anything spectacular, but if you're looking for a good introduction to audiobooks, this one is good because, you know, you've already heard Kevin Hart's voice, you're already used to it, and hearing someone talk about their own life, I think it's easier than having someone read something to you. So if you're looking for an introduction to audiobooks, I would say that one is good. Also, The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo I thought was a good audiobook, and it's also nonfiction. So those are, I guess, the ones I would mention, even though I'm not well versed in nonfiction. Question number 10 is action/adventure and action-packed read, and that would have to be The Six of Crows duology by Leigh Bardugo. I don't think I've ever read a book that has as much action as a series does. Something is always happening. There's always something that's really like a page turner. They're always just completing a heist, just doing something that keeps you on the edge of your seat. And I really love this duology, and I think that if you're looking for a good action-packed, plot-driven story that also focuses on characters, this would be a great one for you. And question number 11, the last question, is new releases, a book that just came out that you can't wait to read. And for me, that would have to be Final Girls by Riley Sager, I think is the title. This book follows kind of the Final Girls trope in horror novels, so it's kind of following the girls that made it out alive and what happens after that, and now people are hunting down those final girls. After reading You, I want to read another kind of horror thriller book. Kind of want to pick that up maybe when it goes on Book Outlet, because it's kind of $17 right now, and I'm not wanting to spend that much money, but I really do want to get to that book eventually. So I'm not really sure who has done this tag and who hasn't done this tag, so if I tag you and you've already done it, just disregard it, but I'm going to tag A Girl and Her Book, A Positive Writer, and Sammy from Bookish Sammy. So you have all been tagged. If you want to do this video, go ahead. If I didn't tag you, still go ahead and do it, and leave a comment in this video sending me to your video, because I would love to watch it. Please like this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you would like to see my face more often. I would love to keep talking to you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.